Hey guys, and welcome to my channel and welcome to this video. Today I will be painting 3 different fruits: watermelons, peaches and some pears. So without further ado, let's get started. There are sketches available on my website for download, so if you would like that, there is a link in the description. You can find it there and just download the sketch for yourself, trace it and join in. First, I'm starting with watermelon. I did pre-wet the paper on the part where the slice is. Picked up some primary red from Sennelier, and those are the colors I'm going to use today, Sennelier. And mix it in with just a touch of fuchsia quinacridone and started painting the slice on the side and then on top. As you can see, I'm just not painting the entire part, but leaving some parts white for the highlights and just adding a little bit more of the paint on top. You can just add as much paint as you like to make it as saturated as you like. Also with sap green, I'm painting the peel. And as you will see on the sketch, we are looking at that slice on the side. So one part of the peel will be a little bit less visible, one will be a little bit more visible. So I painted it a little bit thicker on the right side. And also I do want some lighter part, some white part in between the peel and the slice and the meat inside. So I have picked up a little bit of the paint. Later on we will, when it dries, pick up a little bit more of the paint, but just keep in mind that we don't want to paint in. As you can see, there is this lighter part. We don't want to paint the entire slice pink or red and then the peel, but do want to leave this part in between a little bit lighter. I have splattered some clean water, some red that I used for my watermelon slice, and also added some green. Right now I'm just watering the part around the slice because I do want to make it slightly more loose. So I do want the color to bleed outside, and I did not do that when I was starting to paint because I did not want too much of the bleed. I didn't want all the paint to bleed out, so I'm just added a little bit of the paint and then with the clean water just slightly let it bleed into my background. I left this to dry completely, and now I'm adding one more layer because it was too light for me and I do want to make it slightly darker. So just keep that in mind. If you like how dark your slice is, you don't have to add more layers, but if you do want to make it a little bit darker, you can add those layers. Now with this little bit stiffer brush, this is a brush from MarenaART supplies, I'm just picking up the paint. This brush is, as you can see, a little bit stiffer, and with it is easier to pick up the paint. I did want to make that part a little bit lighter, as I was saying earlier. So where I do want to make it lighter, I'm just picking the paint with my brush. I've added a little bit of ivory black to my sap green to paint in the peel, especially that on the right side. I do want to make it darker, and also I don't want to make it one even wash, but I do want to make it a little bit diverse, so I have added some lines and not painted the entire wash on the peel. Now adding some seeds with black, and also I did want to make it a little bit even darker, so I've added a little bit more of the red, this time mixed in with Sennelier yellow, and a little bit more of the splatters with pink, with green mixed in with black. And now I left it to dry, more or less. And just picked up this Posca white fine tip pen. And I'm just adding a little bit more of the highlights. I do want to have a little bit more of the white on the side. So I decided to use this Posca pen. And where I find it to be a little bit too bright, I'm just picking up the pen with my finger. And I do love this Posca pen for white highlights because it is visible in watercolors, Most of the time when you use gel pens or some of the white pens, they're not so visible, especially when they dry, and this Posca pen is very, very much visible, so I do love to use that. A lot of you have been asking me what I'm using, so I will put the link in the description, and you can find it in my Amazon store, I believe, if it's available, so just check it out in the description. And for the second one, I'm painting peaches, one slice for the peach and one whole peach. Again, I privated the part of the paper where the peach is, added a little bit of Sennelier yellow, actually painted the entire peach and the slice of the peach with Sennelier yellow, and then on top adding the same mix I used for my watermelon, but this time I've added just a touch of ivory black, so primary red, fuchsia quinacridone, and just a touch of ivory black. And you can see that I'm just not painting the entire. I do want some part of the peaches to stay yellow and highlighted. And for the slice also we will be able to see the peel, so just painting that in. And for this painting I'm using brushes from Panart. Actually, I do love these brushes. I was just trying them out, I don't know, in the last or some of my previous videos, and I really do love them. I just fell in love with them. Their mob brush is just perfect. It does hold a lot of water pigment paint, but it also can do very, very fine lines. Very nice tip it has, so I really did love that brush. And also this round brush can do very, very fine details, this smaller round brush. So I will again put the links in the description box for their supplies if you want to check them out. I really do like them. Then a little bit, again, same thing as I did on the watermelon with clean water. I'm just going around my peach and just letting the paint bleed just slightly into the background. Again, one more layer, depending on how satisfied you are with your saturation. If you are satisfied, you don't have to add more layers, but if you want to make it pop more or just want a little bit more of the vibrancy, you can just add more layers on top, just using the same color but more layers. A little bit of the sap green to paint in the leaves, both of them, and I will add just a touch of ivory black to sap green, just to make some parts of my leaf looking like they're in the shadow, a little bit darker. There is some variety in those leaves. Again, some splatters with red I used earlier, and with green again to make it slightly looser. A little bit more of the details again here and there. And with these final touches, I will finish off the watercolors again for this second fruit. And when to finish with watercolors, I decided to use again this Posca pen for highlights, adding a little bit of the white here and there, just on a few spots. I don't want to go overboard with that. And with this, I'll finish off also this second one. And for the third one, I will be painting pears. I'm starting with yellow ochre and just mixed in touch of ultramarine to just tone it down slightly. And then I've painted the entire slice of the pear and also half of the pear and the entire pear. Again, using the same color that I did use for my watermelon and for the peach. This primary red mixed in with fuchsia quinacridone and just a little bit of the Sennelier yellow. And a little bit of sap green. I do want my pear to be colorful, the full one. And then just for the half part, adding some details with yellow ochre. Now with mix of raw umber, actually burnt umber, and ivory black. And just adding one more layer where I see fit. And you can see, as I was saying, with this brush you can do very, very tiny, fine details, but also a larger washes. So again, a little bit of yellow ochre for the details. Some sap green for the edges. Again, I'm slightly moving that paint also around to make it a little bit more looser, some splatters. And how it dries, watercolors do become lighter, so I do want to add more layers. This time the paper did not wet, the paint did not dry, but I was adding one more layer. And now I did leave it to dry completely, and on top I'm just splattering some red on my pear, the one that it's full, and then just adding a few touches, final details again with this white Posca pen, some highlights. And later on I will add also a little bit of the black to some parts, as you can see right now, just to make a little bit more contrast and a little bit more of the details. And of course, a little bit more of the splatters. And with that, I'll be finishing also the third painting. I hope you enjoyed, guys, this video and you liked it. And maybe you're gonna give this a try. Why not? It's a fun thing to give it a try. And if you do like it, please hit the like button, share it, and comment. If you haven't still, please do subscribe to my channel. What are you waiting for? There are like over 400 tutorials for beginners and intermediate painters. So if you want to give it a try, give it a go, why not? Again, thank you so much for watching, and I hope I'll see you next time. Bye!